Welcome to the O.A.I. files. Two federal agents, Helen Celeste, a believer of the unknown, and Graham Harper, a man of science, are both dispatched by the Office of Anomalous Investigations to uncover the truth behind the impossible. But sometimes, that truth fights back. This week, we're joined by special guests Jess and Rachael Ross. This is a story of conspiracy, cosmic horror, and the thin, crackling veil that we call reality. This is the O.A.I. So we're going to start off following last session. You had done your mission work, and after you had left, you would have gone back to the government office and would have had to file paperwork. What I need from the two agents is either law check, or if you think there's some other check that would make sense, you may do so.
You know what? I'm going to say computer use.
Sure.
Library use?
Library use is pushing it, because you're not...
There are computers in libraries.
There are computers in libraries, but it's not quite what we're doing right now.
All I know is I want to use a computer use for this because I want to format the hell out of this report. Like, perfect margins, perfect line spacing. We ain't doing Calibri or Times New Roman here.
What about persuade?
Okay, I'll give you a persuade.
Okay.
Hard success.
Ooh.
I know how to email a PDF.
Helen did. Oof.
That.
All right. So, Graham Harper, your paperwork is done amazingly like you wanted. It is perfectly formatted. The margins are exact, and the government loves nothing more than an exact paperwork. Helen Celeste, on the other hand, you attempted to be more personal and try to reach your boss's personal nature, which they hate. So, unfortunately, Helen's not doing so great right now as far as, like, you know, you're on thin ice, buddy, type deal.
Fair.
But about 2 weeks go by since your last mission, and you've received a new missive, and they are sending you to Massachusetts.
My hometown.
Your
Taxachusetts.
hometown is Massachusetts?
Yeah. Taxachusetts.
So our two agents are driving to Massachusetts, and the road stretches on, winding like a ribbon through the landscape that seems untouched by time. As your car hums steady, you make your way through dense clusters of pine trees with branches reaching overhead like dark skeletal fingers. There's a dull gray sky with clouds pressing down low and with a promise of rain. And as you crest a hill, you see a small town appearing in the distance. It's tucked into the folds of the valley, and it had been hidden there, waiting. There's this eerie stillness to the place, a sense that time has slowed to a crawl, perhaps altogether. The air feels different here, charged with something you can't quite place, a tension that hums just beneath the surface. As you get closer, the sign at the edge of town welcomes you to Marigold Bay, with paint that has been faded, with chipped leathers, but somehow doesn't feel too welcoming. It almost feels like a warning, cloaked in pleasantry. But you do roll into town, passing rows of tiny houses and businesses, each one eerily perfect, as if they were part of some carefully constructed set. The people pass by, they move slowly with vague, almost vacant expressions. As the two agents exchange a look, you both feel the weight of the silence and the absence of any true life behind these polished facades. However, as another faint toll bell breaks the silence, there's a pop of color in the middle of town. What you could only assume as being the town square of sorts. There's a gazebo and a small gathering of people, and almost as if life had been breathed into them all at once as someone comes out onto the gazebo. You see this large, heavy-set man. He waves at everybody, and they all become very energetic. They start approaching him, they talk to him. There's a few women swooning over him. Men bring over different boxes, and some people try to share a bottle or a can of something, and he waves them away. But that is the only real activity happening in town. Other than that, everything seems a little bit gray and in the background as the two of you pull in.
Okay.
So we need to figure out who that guy is.
The heavyset man, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to know who he is. What's this party going on? Why are people swooning over this heavyset man? Why are they bringing drinks?
Another thing I wanted, which of you would have been the one that watches more TV?
Me.
Okay.
Absolutely her.
For Celeste, can you give me either history or if you can think of a better skill?
It'll have to be history.
All right, let's get a history check in, please.
Fuck.
All
I have a
right.
question.
Yes.
Just out of curiosity, would have a cult worked since there's things like cult TV, cult shows, movies?
You know what? Sure. Give me an occult check.
Hell yeah. So I've got 100 in that.
Thank you, disembodied NPC.
Damn! Oh no. You got 100 on this. So unfortunately, yeah, I think what's gonna happen because you got a 100 on your occult check, Agent Celeste, for a moment you become completely enamored with this man. Regardless of your normal day-to-day preferences, this man is amazing and you must see him, and like you're drawn to him. But luckily you're in a car with someone else, so you can't just run out. However, you don't recognize who this man is, but he's still right there. So if you wish to tuck and roll.
Let's use jump. No, I'm kidding.
Might as well.
Yeah.
But yes,
I'm gonna say the thought of being irrepressibly attracted to someone I don't know freaks me out a little.
Sure.
So I just put my hand on my gun.
Actually, you know
Pull out
what?
my gun.
I think actually that gives me a good point. Please give me a sanity check. Because you have been touched by something a little strange. Oh, with a natural 1, opposite your natural 100 earlier. You regain your composure, but
Wow.
you realize, especially for Agent Celeste, because of your character type, you realize something supernatural affected you, but you were able to break from it. And the thing that was supernatural is that large man.
I'm glad I got these guns blessed by the Pope.
Right out the gate, confirmation. Okay, we know this man is important, and we know he's supernatural.
I think we need to go figure out who the fuck this guy is.
What I would like, though, is a spot hidden from both of you.
Failed.
Okay. But Helen passed. Helen Celeste, you recognize that man somehow had some power over you, and you instinctively break your gaze with his direction. And again, everybody on the town square seemed completely enamored with him, just like you were. But you look off to the side and you see 2 people, a man and a woman, inexplicably attractive, but they're off to the side and they're not in this fervor that everybody else seems to be. And in fact, they kind of seem off-put by this.
Well, I think we need to figure out who the fuck that dude is, and also probably talk to those people. And I just point them out to Harper.
Harper just dismissively is just like, yeah, people are in different leagues. They don't find each other attractive. I understand this. And just like, whatever.
Looking over at those 2 people, the male of the 2 seems almost as if he's in some type of spotlight. Like there's light on him, but he looks like he doesn't want to be in some type of spotlight. Yet he still stands there. He's got dark, wavy hair that falls just above his shoulders, tousled in an effort, disheveled yet somehow flawless way. It's just strange. He's got this strong, angular jawline with the faintest hint of stubble and a polished look, even though it looks like he's not trying. He's got these deep, smoldering eyes with a passion and danger behind them. But he doesn't seem to have noticed you quite yet. He is looking in the direction of the larger man and the crowd of people.
Okay. What's the lady look like?
She also is like inexplicably just like perfect looking and attractive. You see her, she's standing there. There's a surreal charm. She actually stands out even amongst the other people because pretty much everybody here is hot. That's also something that you just realize now. Just everybody is hot.
Well, thank God I'll fit in.
Hot Massachusetts. All right, here we go.
She's got long dark hair that's cascading, soft waves over her shoulders. She's got a sharp face with delicate features, pale skin, almost like a porcelain-like quality. Her eyes are striking shade of blue-gray, and the two of them stand next to each other. Helen, you passed your spot hidden check. So when you look at the two of them, you can tell that the way that their body language is, they have like a history, but they're not a couple. Actually, with that, what I would like is for Isabella, can you give me a spot hidden check, please?
Sure.
Ooh, an extreme success. Isabella is fully aware of your presence, but is more focused on the large man right now, but she sees two people that you don't recognize. As two new people enter the town, how does Isabella think? Because it's up, like, you can have a thought first and then decide on what actions to take. But where's your mind at?
Well, that's strange. We don't get new folks around here. I feel like I would want to tap Mr. Carlisle next to me. Just like kind of like hands down my side, like kind of that quick little tap 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 on him, and kind of that like gentle head motion of there's something else here.
All right.
Like, notice this.
Sebastian, as you look around, can you give me a psychology check?
Psychology.
Oh. All right.
I'm too busy moping over a Rockwell. I can't get chipped here.
But yeah, Sebastian, you see two people, at least. People that you don't recognize. Also, Sebastian, give me a history check.
Yeah, there it is. Yep.
Hard success. Harper and Celeste, have you left the car yet? Like, did you park and get out, or are you still in your car?
I think we're in the process of doing that. Like, Les just brought my attention, like, hey, there's like way too attractive people being interested in this large man, and everybody else is as well.
For Sebastian, as you look over, as far as you're aware, these people are driving a very different car. You've never seen a car like this. It's a good car, and it's recognizable, but it's just very different than anything you've ever seen. You've just never seen this make or model before.
What are they driving? Do you think it's an art piece?
You think everything's an art piece.
I do.
Except
There's
me.
not enough. Oh, you are. You're a treasure.
That's what you said to the other girls.
Well, they didn't all turn out to be your estranged sister. It wouldn't be a problem, would it?
As the two of them begin to talk, Agent Harper and Agent Celeste, you've parked your car and have exited. Where do you go first? Do you go to the center of the park where everybody and that large man is, or do you go to the far side of the park where they are? And it's not like one's in the way of the other, they're kind of like in a V from you.
I'm definitely not going over to where that man is to get heebie-jeebied again.
Probably for the best. All right, does Agent Harper go as well?
I think Harper would probably just be along for the ride, because Harper's just like, yeah, okay, local town celebrity. I don't know, maybe he's rich. Either way, not exactly my jam.
As the two of you make your way towards these people off to the side, it's no longer any chance of them not having seen you. The two groups are fully aware of each other's presence, and you approach. How does the agents introduce themselves?
Shit.
You shit? Like, just right there?
No, I said I'm pointing to the fat man apparently being mobbed and saying, what's going on with that shit?
You cut out. I just heard shit.
I just heard shit.
It's just, how do you introduce yourselves? Shit! Right there!
And I maintain eye contact while pooping on the sidewalk to establish dominance.
Display of ultimate dominance. New car, new town. Just defecating on the yard in front of this overweight idol.
Sorry, my internet is still a little wonky.
Okay, yeah.
All right, yeah. I probably just flash the badge. Standard operating procedure. Mass hysteria, whatever.
So now that you've not shit in front of each other,
Not yet.
I'm still reserving it for the future.
Yeah, I'm reserving that as an additional skill.
In that case, how do they respond when they ask who that large man is?
Such language, but... Wait, you can say those words here?
I think
Are you
so.
not from here? Let me try that again. I was a little lost there. Such language. Wait, you can say those here? Are you not from here? Does my father not control you?
Apparently not.
Well, I'm
now I'm
from
just
here.
standing there silently going, shit, fuck, ass, shit, fuck, ass, shit, fuck, ass. Just to see if it's coming out.
Harper is having trouble parsing words because he is a very exacting man. So he's like, I am from here because he is from Massachusetts. And whether or not this new man's father controls him, he's like, well, who is your father? I do not know.
I just desperately want to hand you a train.
Everyone knows of the Carlisle family. Surely you've heard of us.
9.
Doesn't ring a bell.
I'm gonna
Nope.
put my hand up, and while he's speaking, I'm gonna do the little hand motions like he's speaking.
I love you, but I hate you so passionately. Or is it love?
You and your family don't know love.
Does anyone really know love in this town?
I don't know. It changes so frequently.
Every day. You want to know what's happening? Go ask him. I'm supposed to be the one that runs everything. I was supposed to inherit all of this. Well, he just showed up.
So which one of you is the secret love child?
Who's not a secret love child here?
Harper slowly raises his hand.
Hopefully me.
I don't know. We don't know your backstory yet.
I was born in Antarctica, so unless your dad liked to get real cold, I'm pretty sure we're good.
You're gonna tell us you're an alien or something, aren't you?
No, unfortunately.
Then which is it? Are you somebody's estranged cousin?
Maybe she has amnesia.
Maybe.
Not like that hasn't happened here before.
All the time. I think there's something in the water.
I'm just slowly leaning into Harper's personal space and whispering, I think they might be crazy.
Harper just does a very large nod, like, oh, yup.
Yup.
No, crazy is loving a man like that one, and she points to the very large man.
Speaking of the rotund gent, my partner and I had a bit of a question going on here about this. Not to body shame, but why does everyone seem fascinated with him? There are at least 3 levels between these people and him. Is he rich? Is he...
Does he have some sort of talisman that makes people fall in love with him?
Did he maybe, score a very potential, very specific touchdown at a local football game 30 years ago? Is he some kind of local celebrity?
Is this or is this not an episode of WandaVision?
WandaVision?
Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay.
Must be one of those newfangled TV things.
Harper immediately nerds out.
Wait. Hold on, Isabella. They are saying a lot of words I've never heard anyone else here say before.
That's because you're stupid.
No. No, are they not part of the story?
Everybody's part of the story.
Okay, I'm gonna dig around in my little knapsack and pull out a travel dictionary and just hand it to him.
Harper's familiar with small towns in this part of the region, and it's probably mainly the reason he left. So he's not surprised by any of this. He's just like, yeah, local town psychosis, garden variety.
No. You have to understand. We're in it. We're stuck in a TV show. Like we're so you know where you came from. You remember your childhood.
Yes.
Yes. Unfortunately.
Were there constant affairs of the heart and otherwise?
No, but there were a lot of penguins.
No, my sisters were really annoying, though. Does that count?
I had a pet penguin named Shenanigans.
That's something he would write.
Yeah, no,
That's something he would write.
There's just more of the same.
I thought somebody could finally get me that painting. I just wanted that Rockwell so bad, but they won't bring it here.
I just want the hell out of here.
And I've just got to storm off in my emotions because I'm stuck back on the Rockwell painting
He's
that I need for my
dramatic.
club, so my family will love me again, and I can be welcomed back in and stop being so estranged.
So you're all part of a TV show. Is everyone here part of this? Is the TV show in the room with us now? Is it
Just getting
nearby?
ready to say that.
You're part of it now. Good luck getting out of here.
Helen Celeste, please give me an occult check.
You got it. If I get another 100, I'm going to be so mad.
Okay, an extreme
Ooh.
success. Between the name of the town, which you saw on the sign driving in, now visually seeing the two main characters, and them literally telling you you're on a TV show, you remember what show this is.
Whispers of Destiny.
Yes.
Marigold Bay. Oh my god, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna clue in Harper to this. So I'm pretty sure this is a soap opera. Because all of this is lining up. I'm not sure why it's here, or why it manifested in reality, but this is definitely Whispers of Destiny.
Or this is a town of very lonely, sad people that have been binge watching the same canceled soap opera show for the past 20 years.
I mean, you wouldn't be entirely wrong there, but, the internet is not great out here. Satellite dishes and all of that, Comcast if you're lucky.
You know what I would like from Agent Harper? Please give me a computer use check.
Okay.
As you look around the town, with a hard success. As you look around the town, small towns in Massachusetts don't necessarily have like the most up-to-date technology, but everything seems like at least 20 years old. But not in the sense of like it's been used for 20 years. There's just nothing newer than something that came out in the early 2000s.
Okay, interesting. This is a long shot. Does Agent Harper see any Palm Pilots?
Yeah, you see a couple of Palm Pilots. You even see the very beginnings of like smartphones, but like the 2007 iPhone.
Oh, okay. Since Palm Pilots are present, what check do I need to make for hand flapping and getting excited?
Computer use, obviously.
What check? A persuasion check? Disguise check?
Is there one for masking?
Yeah. Damn, you got a nat 1 on your autism check.
Tracks.
A lifetime of masking has taught Agent Harper to keep the Palm Pilot fanboy stuff private. Like, don't let there are hot people present. Like, don't mess this up.
I love that my backstory is I was born in Antarctica, and yours is I'm sexually attracted to Palm Pilots.
Have you seen that beveled plastic so smooth?
There's an AOL chat room for that.
There's probably a couple.
Okay, so yeah, exactly. Let me Alta Vista this real quick. So I think here's the thing. Harper would still probably be like, yeah, it's a lonely town of weird people. Weird things happen. Yeah, maybe the technology is a little old, but there is a perfectly rational explanation for that.
Weird question. Can I roll an some sort of check to see if that rotund young man is Harold Trenton?
Yes. Give me either a spot hidden or a history check. Oof. Unfortunately, right now he's just too far away to kind of like get a good view of him. Also, the only thing that I would say is that he is like the correct age.
Okay. There's definitely something going on here. I don't know what it is, but it's fucked up. I think we need to go talk to who I presume is Harold. And I need to do that in a way that I don't get, like, bedazzled by his eyes.
Would you like some assistance on that?
Yes.
I mean, as long as he doesn't have a Palm Pilot, I'm not going to be picking up anything.
So Celeste is wearing, like, a blazer-ish, and she's got her gun on, like, a side carry. So she's putting her arms under her jacket like she's mad, but she's just touching her pistols as she walks over there.
Okay. So what I'm getting is that you're trying to prepare yourself, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me then a power check. It's all the way at the top.
Power? Got it.
Oof. Okay. So by the time you get to this man, you realize that your hands are once again in front of you, and you're like, crap, I meant to do something.
God, tell me about it. That's me every morning. Every day. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And then give me let's call it a luck check. Give me a luck check just to see if anything happens. Oh my.
I'm rolling terribly today. Is there something going on with this?
Agent Harper, you watch your friend or your coworker leave with the intention of keeping her sanity and immediately starts losing it. How would you like to react?
I would probably jump in and maybe pull her back by her blazer, perhaps. Like, all right, not so fast here, fangirl.
For sure. In that case, give me a dexterity check to just grab her.
Okay. Failure.
Oh, wait. Okay.
I shoot you in the foot.
Give me another luck check for you, Graham.
Extreme success.
Okay. So with an extreme success, even though you watch your hand miss the back of her coat, and yet somehow it ends up there anyways. There's no physical way it could have gone in a path, just space-time continuum just doesn't make sense. But you end up grabbing her regardless, and you pull her back. And it's just strange.
That is odd.
How do magnets work?
Bubble rainbow.
But at this point, I believe this man sees the two of you, and he's not going to recognize you, and he cocks his head at first, and he raises an eyebrow at you, not saying anything, but is waiting to hear something. Or not necessarily waiting to hear something. He's basically waiting for your reaction.
Us or me?
The two of you together.
Okay.
Since he grabbed me, I'm going to turn back around, and I think I have a different idea
Okay.
that no one is going to like.
Oh, dear.
Is there a corner?
Start shooting.
Yeah, I can pull Agent Harper around so that I can talk to him in private.
Well, you're in the middle of a town square, but you could pull him behind the gazebo.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. The two of you are now behind the gazebo, and he's watched you go, but he hasn't stopped you.
Sup?
I'm talking very softly so that no one but him can hear me. I think that man's doing something to everyone here, and I think the only way to stop him is to kill him.
Well, that's you know what? No, Harper doesn't say anything. He just whips out that internal report form, and takes a bunch of notes. Again, CYA always on this one, especially with Celeste, and then just kind of sighs and goes, "And why do we have to kill him?"
I think he has some sort of magical talisman, or he's doing some sort of occult practice that's causing this.
Or he's a faded guy that peaked in high school, and
did you or did you not just watch me swoon over that man?
Yes, but
you know me well enough to know that is not something I would do.
I don't question the gentleman suitors that you pursue.
I know, but I'm just saying, you know me well enough to know that man has not and will not ever be my type. And you also have noticed, of course, how fucking freaked out I am about this.
Now that he would notice, so yes, I'll say, it's more that he's doing a very condescending skeptic thing of I don't believe you, but I believe that you saw what you think you saw, and is okay, I'll indulge this, I'll go along with this. Clearly, she's upset.
Agent Harper.
Yes.
What is Agent Harper's ideal person, as far as love interest is concerned?
Ooh, I've never thought of that before. Because I was busy making Palm Pilot jokes.
He has to have a perfect plastic bezel.
That's a good question, and
He likes those nerdy Velma types.
Probably, actually. Yeah, probably has a bit of a crush on a lady back at the lab that analyzes forensic evidence or something like that. So yeah, I'll go with that.
Is the lady from Bones.
Okay, you know what? There. Canon. There it is. Anyway, yeah, Bones lady. The Bones lady.
Okay. Give me a sanity check.
A Deschanel sanity check. All right, here we go.
Mm-hmm. All right. So with a 16, you keep your composure, but you see the perfect woman for you, whatever that may be. You see the perfect nerdy. She's got like glasses on. Her hair's up in a bun with a pencil in it. She's carrying a Palm Pilot. She's got a pocket protector, whatever the hell you like.
She's carrying 2 Palm Pilots.
Yeah, she's got one in her hands and one sticking out of her pocket. Like
she's dual wielding PDAs.
But as she walks around and she passes you, like you regain your composure, but you can't help but like make some type of comment. What would you say? Just as like a comment, like a romantically charged or sexually charged comment of this woman. What would Agent Harper say?
Oh God, he would probably barf out something like, "You want to make some derivatives with me later tonight?"
she like looks at you surprised, but just like keeps walking. And there's a voice behind you says, "That's Laura."
All right, I immediately spin because he'd be pretty freaked out by this.
As you turn around, you see that large man. And he says, "Yeah, that's Laura Claiborne."
All right.
Is he doing his Mojo Jojo on me right now, or am I good?
You are good.
I'm just gonna glare at him.
And I'll say, I guess Harper would probably still be like, "Is she single?"
He's like, she's more than just a body, but yes, she is.
Probably your long lost sister.
No, I don't care about the body. I'm looking for the brain. Like that's, yeah, whatever.
That's refreshing.
What, your sister's brain, bruh?
Are these zombies? Did he start a zombie storyline? I mean, he's gone out in some ridiculous limbs.
Yes, but no, he says, "Okay, that is refreshing," but no, but yes, she is single. But I'm more interested in the two of you right now. You have appeared in our town.
Hi, hello.
Still just glaring.
And what brings you to our fair town?
I give the let's play along eye signal to knowing glance to Celeste. So it's like what do we do? How are we playing this here?
I just yell out shitty maps are what brought me here.
Shitty maps. Okay. Give me a persuade check. All right. He narrows his eyes. He looks at you and he says, "Well, I didn't write anything about shitty maps, so I don't know why you're here or how you're here." And he's like, with no roles necessary, he's basically trying to suss out if you understand the situation you're in for what it is. But he's being just very obvious about it, but not saying the words.
Oh, well, he's going to meet the immovable force that is Captain Autism over here.
Well, would Harper, after meeting Laura Claiborne, would he understand, like, okay, something is up here, right?
Give me if there's something that you think is a better check, do that, but otherwise just do a sanity check. Okay, you pass. Yeah, you're at this point you're like, okay, this is something odd, like weird things are happening. You don't necessarily know exactly what, but everything that's gone through kind of makes sense as far as Agent Celeste's assessment. Okay.
All right. So I will assume that whatever's going on, this is some kind of, either mass delusion or out of character. I know this is clearly like some kind of time loop trapped in a TV show thing. Harper would just be like, okay, these people think they're in a TV show. This man is supposedly the writer. How can he use this to his advantage? And he would probably lean into it and say something, some kind of very cliche series of coincidences that resulted in our arrival being like, well, it wasn't just bad maps, it was also my cousin's sister, long lost. I was revealed that she had a secret sibling that was born in this town, and it was estranged from our family tree until just now.
Give me a fast talk check.
Okay.
With that failure, he kind of susses out like, oh, you're being cagey for a reason because you know things. So he kind of looks to the side and he says, and what day is it?
Since he wouldn't know the TV show, I think he'd just have to guess. He'd say Tuesday.
I think he's like just asking more of like the date. On the handout I gave you for the mission, it's at the very top.
Oh, okay. All right. At that point, it would be 2024 08 04.
The most autistic way of saying it. Okay.
Year, month, day. It is largest to smallest.
Yeah,
I just blurred out 2007.
Okay. I need you to give me something to lie. Give me fast talk.
I have a 5 in that. So.
Okay. He looks at you and he looks over at your car and he's like, you're not from 2007. I can tell that.
I didn't say I was from 2007. I just said it is 2007.
Semantics.
Hey,
Well,
don't get me started on semantics.
They're very important. They allow us to distinguish differences in tone and word choices.
He rolls his eyes. He says, well, welcome to the town. I'm sure I will see you around. And he turns to leave. As he leaves, he is revisited with the crowd of people who all seem once again enamored with him. And you are left basically alone with the two, Isabella and Sebastian.
All right. I'm going to just confront Isabella since she seemed to be the more reasonable or at least less volatile and passionate of the pair.
Okay.
And ask her, how long has this town believed it's 2007?
I mean, it is 2007. And by the way, it's Thursday.
Ah. Okay. And I turn around and just kind of make bug eyes at Celeste like, okay, everybody's batshit crazy here. They genuinely believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I have to say how long this has been going on here, 20 years, maybe?
It's been 2007 for 20 years?
No. Time doesn't work like that, stupid. But it is 2007 now. Did he go to school?
He can't read. It's fine.
Multiple times.
So you were held back. I see. Your parents couldn't afford like prep school sort of things. Okay, that's okay, sweetheart. You're okay. There'll be someone for you someday. Anyway, but no. It's been his world for at least 20 years now. What he tells us, we do. I can't explain it. But things are always changing around here. There's always some new drama being cooked up. At this point, it's gotten lazy. It's gotten quite lazy. But yet, here we are. It is hell, by the way, living here. If you can leave, I would suggest you do so. But we can't.
Why not?
Well, we try to take our car, no matter how nice, outside the city limits of this town, and suddenly something breaks down, or a fog appears around the town, so thick you wouldn't want to wander in there. There's bears out there. There's wildlife between us and the next town in Massa. I didn't choose this life, but, it's there. I can't even love the one I want to love, because his stories don't dictate that.
So we have to kill him.
I wouldn't mind. Whatever gets me out of this hell.
Isabella, please give me a history check.
Well,
Isabella would remember, and especially being self-aware in this moment, you would remember times that the rider has suffered tremendous injury up to the point of death, but he always winds up in the hospital and comes out the next day.
you know, for such a small town, we do have this little hospital. And one of my associates there has told me stories of him appearing there, injured beyond all get out, but then he seems to be fine. Man should have been dead at least 10 times over at this point. I don't know, I've lost track. But there he is, just
calmly
fine.
look at Agent Harper and go, there has to be an artifact here.
Fair, or some kind of anomalous event or item.
Yes, exactly.
Harper, give me a spot hidden check.
Okay. Extreme success.
Out of the corner of your eye, you see that the larger man was like at your car, and he leaves with his posse, but you see something stuck in your windshield wipers, like a note.
Okay. I guess I'll mosey over and check out what it says.
As you go over, it's a hastily drawn map of the town, and there's basically a line that indicates out of town, but you also see a couple other markers, like there's a hospital symbol, there's other points of interest, so if you want to get around town, you could do so. But the thing that has definitely been tried to express is how to leave town.
Okay. He's trying to get rid of us.
Give me a psychoanalysis check, or psychology, either way. Okay, you succeed. You don't necessarily think he's trying to get rid of you, because he seemed interested in the two of you. There was something in the conversation that he had where he wasn't trying to like defend himself, he wasn't trying to hide, but he also wasn't just fully forthcoming. But there's definitely something about it, in the sense of like, maybe I should follow these directions, or something might come from it.
So he wants... It's not that he necessarily wants us to leave town. It's more that he's like, hey, if you want to, here's how. Am I getting that right?
I'm going to say that with a psychology check, he doesn't think that even if you were to follow that, you would leave town, but instead it would give you something else.
Interesting. Well, I don't really trust him necessarily. So, I mean, he seems to be imprisoning people. So, I think I'll show it to Celeste.
Well, I mean, the only other option I had was to shoot him in the head, but we can follow this map too.
Well, between those two, yeah, I guess that's worth a shot. Let's do it.
Potato shot.
Isabella and Sebastian, these two people seem very eager to either escape or end this cycle, and they're getting into their fancy car that you've never seen before. Would you attempt to go with them in some way, or?
Yeah, take me with you.
I was just about to say we should invite the two.
Sure,
right?
Take me with you. I don't want any way out of here.
Please.
Get this dog by the stupid painting off of my mind.
I would like to sit in the back, because I don't like having my back to strangers.
Okay. All right. So the four of you are now in the black SUV, and you pull away. You follow the crude instructions, and you follow west. And Agent Harper, as you start driving, you see the town become a little bit more dwindled, and then it gets to a point where you're crossing a bridge that would bring you from one side of a valley to another. So there's like a large drop on either side, but there's an open bridge to cross. As you drive, what I need from the driver, Agent Harper, is a sanity check, please. Oh, okay. You did very good. You are sane and you are analytical. You are very logical. You understand how things are. And space-time, you understood. But you remembered that when you grabbed at Celeste's jacket, things didn't really move right. And as you start to cross the bridge, you get about halfway over. And it looks like on the other side of the bridge is the town that you just left from. Not the spot you left from, however, but the same town. You see another sign on the other side of the valley that says, welcome, and it's like welcoming you to the town as if you just left. And as you turn around, you see also on the other side of the bridge, where you're coming from, is also the town. You are somehow going from the west side of the town to the east side of the town by going west.
Okay, so we've Pleasantville this, then.
Ugh, I knew this wouldn't work. But this is a very nice car.
Harper just goes ahead and turns on, like, the pairing of GPS and Siri, just to kind of be like, yeah, check it out.
I didn't know
What?
Steve could be this comfy.
I know, but and we. It's not like our parents don't have money. How is this so nice?
Well, it's from not 2007.
Is it a 2006? I mean, is this like a late model?
2024.
I never realized
Yeah.
how much I would appreciate none of those automatic seatbelts choking you. I know our parents want us to be safe, but, like, it's gonna get you stuck one of these days. I should see it.
No.
We're too pretty to die in a fire.
Actually, you're just pretty enough to die in a fire.
Don't tempt him. He's been having some lazy story writing lately. It would be a shame to lose you.
How does he write the stories?
If I knew, I would tell you. If I knew, I might be out of here already. But alas, I don't.
Where does he write the stories?
Is there any place he doesn't want you to go?
No, he showed us one time. In fact, the whole reason we know everything, when we can, that painting is just, when we can, is because he made us sentient. He wanted us to help write him out. But if he doesn't know, how are we gonna know? Right?
Okay.
Believe me, we tried. We have tried. We've brought in strangers from You're not even the first person from Antarctica. Do you know that?
And a library is only so big here. There's only so much reading one can do. And our section on occult books, surprisingly not that big.
Oh, she's sitting next to me.
Yes.
I reach behind me into the trunk area and pull out a giant suitcase and unzip it, and it's just full of occult books.
I think most of these would be burned here.
You know what? Isabella, give me a sanity check. Oh wow, you failed. I think the way you have been written, you don't have the brain capacity to intake more of this occult stuff, especially for something having come from out of this town.
I don't understand it doesn't look right. I can't read this. Did you bring this from another country?
Some of them are in Latin.
No. I have a good enough tutor to know Latin. This is not Latin. I don't know what this is. You should put those away.
I slowly put the suitcase back behind me. Okay, so obviously we're in time loop. Obviously this is some sort of temporal trap. There has to be something here causing it, whether that's a person or an item. So we need to figure out what that is and end it.
Fair.
So at this point, you are on the bridge. How would you like to return to town? Do you want to drive forward, then come in from the east, or do you want to turn around and go into the west?
I'd like to keep driving, and so no turning around.
Okay. You drive forward, and you come into the east part of town. On the east part of town, you see overlooking the town below, up on I wouldn't call it a mountain, but it's higher than a normal hill, like a high hill, I guess. You see a hospital. You see the hospital there, and then on the east side of town, further forwards from you, you can see rows of houses and businesses, but you also can see very clearly like an inn. And those are two main points that kind of pique your interest.
Okay. Yeah, let's what time of day is it?
It is midday.
Okay. Let's go ahead and stay at the inn. Like, get checked in, put our stuff there. And we need to figure out... the nexus is around this Trenton fellow. And so we need to figure out how we can get him to... Well, wait a second. I turn to Celeste, and I say, from what they've said, it seems that he can't get out as well. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So... whatever's going on, he is not in full control, or at least there is some impossibility that he cannot resolve on his own. Hence, he brought these two specimens into sentience.
Yeah, he might be trapped here as well, but since he's the one writing the storylines, he has more power than anyone else, because I feel like he could write off that people leave the town, and he still kept all of these people trapped here.
Oh, I'm not saying he's a good guy. I am saying, though, is that it remains to be seen whether he's just not good enough of a writer to do this, or if it is a impossibility of whatever power he is using.
Agent Harper, as you say that, you're still driving, you're just not driving very fast, and you drive by what looks like a post office. Give me a spot hidden check.
Failure.
Okay. You see a post office and you drive past.
Good to know they're still around. Yeah.
Thank you, 2007.
Yeah. Okay, if that's the case, I guess I'd just continue on to go into the inn.
Okay, so you go towards the inn. Making it to the inn, you see a sign outside that says The Bayview Inn. And you see a quaint, slightly run-down inn. It's on the outskirts of town on the east side. It's got peeling white paint, and there's a neon sign that flickers inconsistently. It's charmingly rustic, and you see that there isn't really anything that would indicate like who's inside, but there's definitely like lights on inside despite it being midday.
Okay. Yeah, let's go on inside and see. Let's see if how detailed his writing is.
Sure. As you enter in, you see there is like the check-in counter, and there's an older woman behind it, and as she sees you all enter when the bell kind of makes it a little ding-a-ling, she turns around, throws a scarf over her shoulder and says, guests, yes, hello. How may I assist you?
What year is it?
1984.
Aha! He asks, Harper asks Celeste, was this show on in 1984? Was it in the 80s?
Yeah, it started in the early 80s.
Okay, so character, and he jots down in his notebook that, you know, there are some characters that are from later seasons and some from earlier seasons.
Celeste, give me a history check.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
Okay, an extreme success. This is a character that you would recognize from the show. This is Old Maud. She is the innkeeper, but she was killed off in back in the 90s.
Why, hello, Maud. Can you tell us what's going on with Trenton?
Give me a persuade check and do it with advantage, so do it twice.
Okay.
Okay, so you got one success, and she looks at you and she says, "Oh, Trenton, what about him? He's such a dear, isn't he? What would you like to know?"
Everything that you know.
Oh, well,
I kind of like saddle up to the counter and like I am also obsessed with him, like pretending like I'm at rapt attention waiting for her to tell me everything that she knows.
Sure. So she goes on, she's like, "Oh yes, well, he arrived here about a year ago. He was badly injured, and they treated him at the hospital, and he was so thankful that he decided to stay here with us. And he has been here ever since. He's been a dear friend to everyone. Everyone just loves him."
Obviously, something's going on at the hospital.
Yep.
Should we get a room and then head up there?
Sounds good. Are the two with us still?
Yes.
All right. I turn to Sebastian and I say, "Tell me about this painting that you're obsessed with."
Oh, it's just a Rockwell. I love art, and I don't know enough about it, but I just love looking at it.
When did you start loving art and Rockwell's in particular?
Ever since I was a lad, how could you not love Rockwell living out here in beautiful Massachusetts?
He doesn't
Okay.
remember, but it's been about a year. His obsession just took over. It
And,
melted his brain.
Was that when was around the same time that you were given sentience by Trenton?
It would have been relatively recent, but not like super. Maybe a month.
Okay, so the painting really has very little to do with him gaining sentience, right? Okay.
Let's go to the hospital.
To the hospital.
Thanks, Maud. You're ever a sweetheart.
Oh, Isabella, it's good to see you. Say hi to Dad. Before you leave, though, she does give you the key. I'm assuming you got a room.
Mm-hmm.
Two rooms.
Okay, 2 rooms. Okay, fine. All 4 of you, please give me spot hidden checks.
Hard success. Hell yeah.
Boo! Boo!
Okay, well, anyways, Graham Harper, you're going to see that as you go down the hall, there's an odd, weird numbering to it. There's no room 302.
Oh, okay. Are there the other numbers are there? Like on, there's like 301 and 303?
And you are on the 3rd floor, so like the very first room is 301, you see 302, you don't see a 303, you see 304 and 305. But with a hard success, you also realize that there's enough space in this hallway for there to be a 302. There just isn't a door.
Interesting. What room did we get?
305 and 306.
Okay, and you said there's no 302, but there is a 303 and a 304?
Yep.
Okay. Are any other rooms missing?
No. I would say that with that knowledge, you would just like walk around just to see. And even if you checked on other floors, there's a 203 or a 202, but no 302.
Okay, so 302 is a magic forbidden room. I checked the door handles for 301 and 303.
Sure. They are unlocked. You can enter in. They're identical rooms. Vacant.
Vacant, okay. Is there any entrance doors or any clues or anything on the walls that would be adjacent to the hypothetical 302?
Nothing that would indicate like something missing.
Okay, so there's like not a bathroom, door or like what sometimes hotel. Okay, so there's just no entrance or anything.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So in a geographic situation, there is just a block of this building that's inaccessible.
Okay. Do I see any sharp objects or anything nearby? Heavy?
Whatever you would normally find in a hotel.
It's like a mini fridge, maybe.
If you
I
wanted
have
to.
knives.
Hey, Celeste, do you want to get a hole in a wall?
Fucking absolutely.
I've had it.
Let's do it.
So, just as a point of contention, where are you making this hole? Are you making it from 301 into 302, or from the hallway?
Actually, I also have an idea.
Yeah.
There's windows in these rooms, right?
Yes.
So if I look out the window and look in the direction that 302 should be in, can I see that there's a window where there shouldn't?
Yes, you do.
Oh, okay. So are you going to just, like, climb on the outside in?
Well, I was asking if there was, like, a ledge or is there anything that I could shimmy along to get to that other window?
Give me a luck check.
Okay.
Unfortunately, no. There's no, like, ledge or balcony or anything. The outside of the building is a, they're not shingles. What are they called? The siding? Siding, I guess. So, like, you could attempt to climb across, or if you want to go get, like, a ladder or something, you could go up, because it's only on the 3rd floor.
What do you think, Celeste? And then I ask Sebastian and Isabella, you guys want to release some pent-up rage or find a ladder?
Is there a 4th floor?
Yes.
Can I go up to 402 and then maybe see if I can drop down and kick through the window into 302?
Sure. I like that. Cool. With that, and then give me a dexterity check to do that. That sounds right. Oh shit! An extreme success, as if written by the author himself. You take some of these blankets, you tie them together, drape them out the side, and you you like swing through the window, and as you enter, though, you get a strange view. You see a room, and you instantly remember why this room was blocked off. You see the body of Old Maud on the floor.
Whoa.
Oh, she died early in like the first 2 or 3 seasons, right?
Right.
Okay.
Meanwhile, well, with the others. You know, I'm really surprised that Maud doesn't lock these rooms up. Key, but she doesn't bother to lock them.
I mean, you know, crime and punishment, I guess. Can I look around the room and see if there's anything else I notice?
Yes, give me a spot hidden check, please.
Boo!
Ooh, you fumbled the spot hidden check. You go over and you see there's like a TV, and on top of the TV there's a small book, and you're like, ooh, that would be important. And as you go over to it, once again, weird and unexplained, as if the author was to write it itself, the TV itself short circuits and the book on top catches fire.
Is there a door out to the hallway that I can see but they can't?
You do see a door, yes.
Okay, I want to open it.
As you attempt to open the door, there's something holding it shut. The door opens inward, so you're going to be pulling this door. Please give me either a power check or, yeah, I guess a power check.
Can I use some luck points?
Oh, so close. You can.
Okay.
Take out 8 of your luck points, and you will...
Boom. Okay.
Right. So, with that, then you pass your check, and as you pull it, you realize you're literally ripping the wallpaper, which was plastered over this door, as you rip the door inwards and creates a door that people can enter from.
Hooray!
Hooray!
A body! Wow!
A body of a woman you just talked to. Actually, with that, Agent Harper, please give me a sanity roll.
Yeah.
Because you are seeing a dead body. Okay, 5. Somehow you expected it.
I'm like, I can rationalize anything at this point.
Well, did Agent Celeste mention that she dies in one of the seasons? Did she say that to you?
He did not.
Oh, okay, then.
I'm just like, it's her dead. She murdered her twin and took over the inn.
Oh no, it's Triton in a skin suit. I didn't notice anything else in here, but if you guys want to take a look and see if you can find any clues.
Can I do some kind of quick,
Yeah, give me a spot hidden check.
Okay. Nope. Everything's good.
I would like the 2 of you to give me occult checks.
If I roll another 100, I'm going to be so mad.
Helen, as you're in this room and you're in this with a dead body, there's a strange feeling like there's someone else here that you can't quite see, but you also remember from the TV show that like after she had died in this room ended up becoming haunted, and that was like a whole plot point. So like you feel like that's just like a thing.
Ooh, can I talk to her ghost?
You could attempt to, but at this point we have Isabella and Carlisle coming in, or Sebastian and Carlisle rather. And as you guys enter, you see again the body of Old Maud.
Oh, sweet Mary and Joseph. Please tell me this is not another one of his dumb storylines. We just saw her. She was just downstairs.
No, she died in the early seasons.
Did he just recast her? Oh, I loved her, but did I love her? I don't know.
Could I get a sanity roll from the 2 NPCs? Oh, all right. You both pass your sanity rolls. With that, you're able to parse the fact that like your existence has not been a straight line of time. Like things go in loops and things go different directions and whatnot. And you remember like, oh yeah, old Maud did die like 20 years ago, but yet she's still working here. Like that's weird. But like it somehow it makes sense to you. You rationalize this as a dead body.
Happens every couple of weeks, it feels like sometimes.
Seasons come and seasons go.
As do characters.
And the sands of time.
No, that's a different soap opera. Sorry.
Oh.
So,
Maybe
I'm gonna just gonna walk over here. I'm gonna go check under this bed or something. I don't know. People hide shit under their beds all the time, right?
Give me a spot hidden check, Isabella. Oh no.
Ew, this bed is not high enough quality cotton. Horsepower would be cheap.
Not enough thread count.
I am beautiful, and I will look for you, my love. I will be the beautiful man to help you. Where's the spot check at? I just looked at it.
He can never remember if he loves me or hates me. Maybe that's a Trenton thing, too.
Were all of our secrets Trenton things, too?
You say anything about that one time, I will throw you out that open window.
So yeah, nothing else is found here, but you are able to at least, find the dead body. And I guess all three of you notice that there's a burnt book on the short-circuited TV.
We're burning books now? Why are you guys setting books on fire? There's
How
not enough
burnt
books in
is
this
it?
town anyway.
Like, is it ash or is it just like singed?
It's pretty badly burned, but it's not like completely destroyed.
So if I look at it, could I like see what the title was?
Sure. As you look at it, you realize it wasn't actually a printed book, but a personal diary.
Oh.
You're gonna look at dead people diaries? God, you outsiders are strange.
I just saw I have a soap opera skill. Can I use that for something?
Sure, give me a soap opera check. Oh, unfortunately, you don't remember who had the diary, but you could take it. You can take it at least and have it in your inventory.
Sure, let's do it.
Right. At this point, you feel like there's nothing else in this room. All four of you have checked. The only thing of interest caught fire, but even just the fact that this room exists is in itself kind of a find.
Yeah.
You're able to put your things back into your room, and you start leaving in whatever direction you want to go.
I think we should go to the hospital.
Agreed. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Y'all drive up. It's a hospital on a hill. You see it's called the Sacred Heart Hospital. As you hang a corner and you park in, you see just a regular hospital. There's lots of cars here. You don't see a ambulance anywhere, but it's not like a weird absence of ambulance. It's just you're in the parking lot. So do y'all go in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. What I would like from our two agents is, I guess, a sanity check.
Okay.
All right. So, Graham, what would be something like? What would be the last thing you'd want to see in a hospital if you were like going there as a patient?
Oh, God. This is out of character. My mind is reeling with the possibilities. In character, it would probably be a complete lack of sanitary or clean conditions.
All right. You see in this hospital, full staff of hospital, everybody's walking around. And they do have like white coats on, but none of them are wearing gloves. None of them are wearing masks. People are holding stethoscopes like completely incorrect. Like they're using stethoscopes in the wrong way. They're, just in a very quick view of this, you can tell none of these doctors actually know medicine.
Okay, gotcha.
Did we just stumble into General Hospital?
Well, yeah, I think we might have, yeah.
Don't get sick while you're here.
You don't want to know where they're using the other stethoscopes.
You see Graham visibly shake, like a chill red does, fine.
Don't let them take your temperature either. You don't want to know where those are.
It's all old school here. The only medical stuff he knew was in his childhood.
Since we already did this for Agent Harper, Agent Celeste, what would be Agent Celeste's like ideal match?
Oh, just like a weird little dude.
All right. A
Like
weird
tall,
little
dark,
dude.
and handsome ain't my thing. Like, give me just like a weird little guy.
Short king.
You
A pocket Pritz, if you will. A petite poobah.
The short king walks over to you. He looks like he might be a
Doctor?
well, he actually looks like he's a janitor.
Not my type.
But the thing is, he looks more intelligent than any of the doctors here.
Okay.
And he also seems to like recognize the fact that you are not from this town. And the first thing he asks is like, "Were you in an accident?"
No, but I could be.
He looks over at not Dr. Harper, Agent Harper, and basically raises an eyebrow as if he's asking the same question to you.
Harper tries to answer accurately and debates for a second and then goes no.
Okay. He looks over at Isabella and Sebastian and says, "I've seen these two quite a bit over the years. And the only time I've seen someone from outside of town has been from a car accident. So I had assumed. Do you need medical attention? Should I get a doctor for you or?"
No, but since you seem to know what's going on, can you just tell me whatever you know?
Give me a persuade check with advantage.
Okay.
Ooh.
A bitch.
All right. Well, he looks at you and he says, "All I know is that something strange is happening, but I don't have enough to make any accusations."
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. Is there any part of this hospital that's weird or off-putting or isn't like it's supposed to be?
All four of you, please give me a luck check.
Okay.
Also, why is it 75, 77, 78? Something's up with this. I don't trust it.
You got a 57 after that, but it's still not enough. Okay, the man looks at you, and he very obviously knows something, but he doesn't say anything. He says, "You're welcome to look around."
Okay.
Can I just see if there's anything occult about?
Sure, give me an occult check. All right. With a 24, the short king turns around and the keys on his belt jingle, and one key kind of sticks out a bit. Give me a telekinetic check. All right. And now, Sebastian and Isabella, you've seen some weird things happen, but you've never seen a key dislodge itself from someone's keyring before, as it just kind of hovers in the air for a bit, just long enough that Agent Celeste picks it out of the air.
Yeah, that's pretty freaky.
Different.
I clutch the key in my hands and whisper, "And what do you go to, little buddy?"
And that's weird too.
Yeah.
Looking at the key, it actually does have a little like label maker note on it, and it says medical records.
Hey.
To medical records.
To the records.
To the records.
The group goes through the hospital. For the two agents, give me spot hidden checks as you just go through the hospital on your way there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Big time failure.
Yeah, you are just like, "Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me," and you're just like going through very concerned.
A little bit of art imitating
Keep
life
breathing.
there. Yeah.
But Agent Celeste, you just see more and more indications of like very bad medical practice. But the thing is, you see people looking like they're recovering correctly, just inexplicably. But I guess for what you realize now is a soap opera, it makes sense. As you make it to the medical records room, it's all paper-based, so there are literally folders in drawers inside file cabinets, and there's just file cabinets for the whole room. Do you have a specific patient in mind?
Let's look as a control. Let's look up dead Maud.
Okay. You look up Maud, and you are able to find her records. And you see she was born in 1922, which would make her 102 at this point, but she definitely didn't look it. And
Get it, Maud.
there are different things that look like normal things, like inoculations of this and that. She's had children, like all of that's there. And then who's got the file? Is it Harper or Celeste?
Celeste probably has it. I'm not touching shit.
Agent Celeste, please give me a spot hidden check. Okay. As you hold it, Agent Harper, give me a spot hidden check. Okay, neither of you see the blacked, redacted form of when she died.
Can I use my library use on this one?
You know what? Sure, give me a library check. There you go, 53. So you know how to like find the correct documents and whatnot, and you do see like there is records of a death, but it was redacted, and otherwise the form is correct. Everything's there.
Can I look at Trenton's medical records?
Yes, at this point, you go to Trenton's medical records and you pull it out. Now, because he wasn't born here, his records only say that it started within the last year, which they say is 2007. And the first incident was a car accident that he was found on the side of the town in a car accident. His car went off the road and hit a tree. He had bad injuries to the cranium, but he was fixed up by the doctors and brought back to...
Does it literally say bad injuries to the cranium?
Yes.
just real bad injuries to the cranium.
It's cranial injuries.
You do see a photo of the man you saw, and he has like two bandages. One's on like his forehead and one's on his chin.
So, and what year is this record from?
It says it's from 2007. Yeah.
Okay. I asked Celeste, when was the show canceled? And then I like look over my shoulder and to the other two, and I go, "Sorry, guys."
2008.
We were canceled?
Yeah, the plotlines just got really out of control.
So, it got canceled in 2008. He shows up here around 2007? Or this reality is created?
Or, no, he showed up here in 2023.
Yeah.
And this reality thinks it's 2007.
Yeah. So he went back in his own head being like, we got to find out what year he thinks it is.
Oh my god, is this a Nurse Ratched sort of a thing?
Give me a psychology check, Agent Harper.
Okay.
And I guess Agent Celeste, you can also do it.
Hold on a second.
What's that show where the guy that was her favorite writer got hit by a car?
Oh,
like
the Stephen King one?
Yeah.
Misery.
It's what this is. Somebody trapped this man here and was like, "You're gonna keep writing the soap opera."
A ghost viewer. Yeah, extreme success. Kerplow.
So, Agent Harper, you remember when he was asking you guys what day it was? He was trying to figure out, because he knows it's not 2007. He wanted to think if you thought it was 2007, and that was his litmus test.
Okay. So when I told him 2024, he's like, he probably was like, "Oh shit, I've been here this long." All right.
You also didn't see like a gigantic response of like, "Oh, I've been missing for how long?" But he definitely picked up on the fact that
he has been missing for like a year, but everybody thinks it's some sort of PR stunt.
Yep. Okay.
Do we need to go talk to that guy?
I think we do.
It makes me very uncomfortable.
Real quick, I look up the medical records. I ask them, "Hey, you want to see anything in your medical records?" And kind of see what a non-dead fictional character's records show.
All of them show that they are like triplets or quadruplets, and that some of them have been adopted away, and like each of them also are like the recipients of several organs from other people, and also have the possibility of just passing out at any point.
That's what happened to that guy.
What was that, Celeste?
I want to try something.
Just observing over your shoulder, you know.
Yeah. Are we all cool if I try something? Everybody gonna be cool?
I've got nothing better to do in this town.
All right, I'm gonna take out Isabella's medical record, and I'm gonna add to it that she has a tattoo on her thigh that's like a weird koi fish design. Whatever.
Her inheritance.
Okay, give me a medicine check.
First aid.
Medicine.
First aid. My medicine's a 1, and my first aid's like a 70.
Because you're not performing first aid, you're doing your knowledge of medicine.
I mean, I'm not doing medicine either. I'm just writing. Would that be library usage?
As a doctor, can I help her?
Sure. You can give it to me with advantage.
Okay.
As Agent Harper does a check. Basically, the check is to make it correctly written. As you write it out, nothing seems to happen. Agent Celeste, give me an occult check. So, despite the fact that you are from the real world, it's not enough for you to just write something down for it to become real.
Well, I was trying to see if the medical records might have been a nexus of power, but I am gonna look at Isabella and be like, "Check your thigh, just in case."
Isabella, as you check your thigh, no.
Why not?
Yeah, the music changes, but no tattoo.
Right.
No tattoo, and not very many good tattoo artists in this town anyway.
He wasn't an
Let's
artist.
go talk to Trenton.
Okay, so yeah, we gotta talk to Trenton then. Maybe he has the magic paper.
Sebastian and Isabella, you would know where Trenton's been staying. He's actually been staying with the mayor in the mayor's large estate. So as the group of you go there, you pull in. This is just a house, so there's no like reception or anything. But there is a front door. You see cars parked in the driveway. How would you like to approach entering this town or house?
I'm gonna knock on the front door.
Do we have our weapons with us?
I always have my weapons with me.
We're strapped. Okay.
Give me a persuade check as you knock on the door.
All right.
Agent Celeste.
I missed the door entirely and tumble through a window.
Well, I was going to say, instead of like just knocking on the wood paneling of this very ornate, like French style front door, you're like, I'm going to knock on the glass because that'll resonate. And your just whole arm just smacks through the front door. The whole thing just kind of shreds.
Well, since there's already a hole, I just lean my face in and yell, "Hey!"
A servant of sorts walks in. She's wearing like the traditional maid outfit. And she's like, oh, what a mess.
My apologies. I'm stronger than I look. I flip my badge out and say, I need to talk with Trenton immediately.
Okay. Wait here, please. I'll be right back. And she heads up the stairs to presumably go get Trent. Anything you guys do while you wait, or?
I'm just gonna spot hide and see if I notice anything.
Okay.
Same.
Do I actually recognize, like, this house is anything other than, like, where this dude is?
Well, this is where the mayor is.
Okay.
So there's been a lot of things that happen here.
Hey, success for spot hidden.
You see in this main entranceway is hanging up on the wall the piece of art that Sebastian seems so obsessed with.
All right, I tap him on the shoulder and say, behold, a Rockwell.
It was here all along? Oh, God. To think, does this mean the mayor's in love with my family and he's been trying to take my place?
Yes.
Where do the betrayals end and the truth begins? It's all the same!
Maybe
I'm
you
taking
should
this.
just date the
I
mayor instead. Would that be enough for your family?
You don't think I didn't try that?
Oh.
Not enough for him. Cruel, cold man.
As this happens, the writer comes down the stairs and he recognizes the dramatics of Sebastian. And you see he kind of like rolls his eyes and sighs, but continues down. And eventually he sees Agent Harper as well as Agent Celeste and gives like a knowing look. He says, did you attempt going across the bridge?
We did, and we Pleasantvilled it.
Yes. Unfortunately, it seems to be our hell.
Tell me everything you know.
At first, I thought I was dead. I thought this is literally my hell, and my punishment was to spend an eternity on my own show. But that was until I saw you, and now I'm wondering maybe I'm not dead. But, again, why I thought this was hell...
Because it is.
It is, but I just hate being here. Obviously, I hated being on that show just as a writer in general. I got typecast, or not typecast, I guess I am the writer. But I got only on this show. I've never been able to work anywhere else. And there was a typewriter in one of these rooms that I started to write on. And the next day, it seemed that everything I wrote came true or happened as it wanted to be. Unfortunately, there's a limit to what I can do because at one point I decided I wanted to leave. So I said, I leave the town. And then I left the town, but I still walked back here. And ultimately, things escalated to the point where I was ready to just give up. And I said, I get shot in the back. And I did. But then those idiots at the hospital resurrected me or just kept me alive. I don't know. And I'm still here. I can't die. I've tried to do things to myself. Doesn't kill me. I get to the point of death, but they bring me back.
What happened on the day of your wreck? Did you get any new items? Did you meet anyone new? Did you come into possession of anything?
I had just crossed the border from Connecticut into Massachusetts, and I drove off the road accidentally and hit a tree.
Yeah, but I'm talking like before that. Like that day, the week before, did you acquire any new items? Did you meet any new people? Anything you can think of.
I was supposed to be meeting one of the old actresses from my show. She had reached out to me, and that's why I was driving in New England to start with, but I never reached her.
And which actress was it?
Rachael.
Like, from Friends?
Rachael
The Rachael? The haircut?
Harrison.
Dominated? Oh, okay.
Is Rachael, I don't remember when Rachael was on. Was she one of the later characters or one of the earlier ones?
She was one of the original characters. She was actually the lead character before they brought in Isabella.
Okay.
Ooh, that's interesting.
And I'd get rid of her again, too.
Where does Rachael live?
She lives in New Hampshire.
Okay. How old is Rachael?
She's probably about like 50.
So, a person you hadn't talked to in decades asked you to come visit them. You got in a wreck, and now you're stuck in a time loop.
And there's a magic typewriter.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm intensely suspicious of Rachael.
Also, by the way, this is completely out of nowhere. It's just in my headcanon, Trenton is played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. Just saying.
It couldn't be Rachael. She's not here. I've looked. Her character does seem to have existed in the town. There's references to her, but because she was written off in the first season, it seems to have stuck, and we don't loop back before then.
I mean, Maud was written off in the first season too, and she's got her fucking in.
She was off a couple of seasons in. She wasn't the first season.
So what's the cutoff, I guess, is what I'm asking, because it looks like there's people from all seasons here, and just Rachael is the only one missing.
From the best I can tell, the second to last season and the second season seem to be the end to this loop.
Is there a character that's in all of those episodes?
He points at the two people behind you.
Okay. Can I do either I kind of just want to do an occult check and see if there's anything I'm missing.
Actually, what I would like instead is a soap opera check.
Okay. Oh, that was my other option.
All right. With a soap opera check, you're kind of thinking about this in a meta way. The fact that the first season is missing, it could be because that's kind of like when the writers didn't quite know what the story would be. So a lot of things ended up getting retconned anyways. And then the last season seemed to be like the worst one as well, because they were all just jumping the shark because they knew they were getting canceled. So you're basically like in between here, but you realize that there was no ending. The ending never happened. And you realize too that the ending that was given was not good enough. So you could basically make an ending, but there needs to be an ending. It can't just be like something stupid and self-serving. It has to actually be something that is quote unquote like acceptable to the story.
So we get to fix Game of Thrones. Got it.
Yeah, basically.
So I think you need to write an acceptable ending for the show that the ending that it never got because it was getting canceled, and we might get out of this time loop.
Is there a diner nearby or any good food establishment?
Yes, there are food places if you'd like to go somewhere.
Oh no, we're ordering in. we're having a writer's room, and we're locking the doors, and we're not allowed to leave until we crack this story to this conclusion.
We're in the mayor's house. I'm sure he's got a cook.
All right, Trenton, let's go. Get the coffee brewing. We're turning this into a writer's room.
Try not to do me like Rachael, okay?
No promises, but I'll do my best.
At this point, because you've kind of like realized like, okay, we need to end the show, you have a couple of options about how to go about it. So there were a couple of things that I was going to be taking a record of, but most of it ended up not becoming in play anyways. So you get basically the good ending, quote unquote, but there's a couple of ways about going to the good ending. So the best way to do it would be to just write a successful ending, but that is very hard to do, but would probably be the best way to end. The second way that you could do it is actually the exact opposite, is if you ruin the show even more and you just destroy the show to the point where like it's no longer like feasible to continue, then it'll just end. Or the third way being basically create like a meta confrontation with reality, where it's like you can do something with the edges of town as opposed to what's already created there. And even though there's this impossible loop, having everybody kind of like let go of their character archetypes, because you have two people who have brains now. If you were to give every character self-awareness and have them do the opposite of what they would be written to do, like there's a way of doing that. But again, that kind of like ruins the thing. So there's like the good ending, which is hard, or the bad ending, which is easy.
Well, all right. Harper kind of just sits down, takes off his blazer, rolls up his sleeves, and then starts writing down on a big piece of paper, Battlestar Galactica, Lost, Game of Thrones, and then puts that under the bad ending column. And then on the good ending column, he puts Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, and then ropes in Celeste and says, "Okay, you know the show. Which is easier to which do you feel more comfortable helping out Trenton with?"
Trenton, which one do you want to do?
He seems not frustrated, angry, but frustrated as in like he just doesn't know what to do. He kind of just throws up his hands and says, "I don't know."
All right. Let's go for the meta ending then. Let's have Trenton confront his own frustrations and turn this into an extended metaphor on writer's block and being unable to move on from fame.
All right.
We're going for the anime ending, God damn it.
What I need now from Isabella and Sebastian, since the two of you are characters, but you are self-aware characters, I need to know how you feel. Like, do you still want to exist, just not in this town, or do you just not want to exist anymore?
So we just not exist? Is our love meant to be dust across the stars?
Yes.
We're but ink upon pages, and all pages eventually fall to dust. But I want to live! I want to live! Get me the fuck out of here! And when she says fuck, it just bleeps.
I just yell over you as you're talking, fuck!
If it means I can stop saying these terrible fucking lines, I would like to leave.
Is also bleeps.
Well, then let's try to give him. Let's try to save some characters in the process. If God is unhappy where he is stuck in heaven, let's break this out. We'll go full anime. We'll rewrite reality, and those that choose and want to be outside of the bubble of a horrible soap opera that was on for multiple decades and jump the shark can. And if they want to remain in the comforts of stagnation, they can.
It sounds like I understand what you want. What I'm going to ask for, because this is a team exercise, this guy is writing, but he's not really doing any of the work. You guys are telling him what to write. He's just writing what you tell him. I want the four of you to each, it's going to be a different type of like way of figuring out if you win. I want the four of you to give me occult checks. Between the four of you, the combined score needs to be less than 200.
Well, we're fucked because I just got a 90.
So
we try to tell you. If we don't know it, how's he gonna know it?
I will allow Helen Celeste to re-roll because I technically didn't finish explaining until like after you had rolled, so I will allow you to re-roll it. All right, there we go. So let me just do some math because I don't know.
That is definitely under 200.
Is it?
It's right at the line, but yes.
No, you have 208. Is that?
Yeah, that's 208.
You just do it. Do any of the living people want to use 8 points of luck?
I don't have that much luck.
You could split it between the two if you want to do four each.
Yeah, you want to do 4-4?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Otherwise, we'll never get out of here.
I'm going to say that you giving the extra luck just means that you've literally been in this room for days trying to write the ending. And eventually you do so. In the process of everything happening, every single character in town becomes self-aware. They realize that they are a soap opera character on a soap opera, not just an actor, but literally the character itself. They realize that they're not real. They realize that everything about them had been handwritten by an author or a writer, and that all of their decisions up until this point had been dependent on that writer. All of them realize at the same point in time, also with some nudging of the Sebastian and Isabella, that they can basically break the cycle if all of them choose to do the opposite of what they've been written to do. So as everybody goes to the edge of town, you see the bridge, and across the bridge you see again the town. But because everybody's on one side of the town, you don't see yourselves on the other side of the bridge. And one by one, each of them do like an ego loss. They just completely break down their own character and they act in the opposite of their own normal interests. So people who are like the person who is super conservative is suddenly going to do something against that type of morality, or someone who is like, oh, I'm in love with this person, is like finally letting go, and one by one by one. And it ultimately culminates with the two main characters, Isabella and Sebastian. So the two of you have to do something that is the exact opposite of the way you were written. What would you like to do?
Isabella, let's run away from all the family, from all the wealth. Let's go buy a gun.
I just hand him one.
Yay!
That one goes.
Forget duty. Let's go murder our families together.
Well, it means more inheritance for us, and then we can travel the world.
I need to do something first. I run over to the mayor's house and I rip that paint out and just throw it on the ground. I love this day. This is the best episode.
All right. Well, the last check I need is from Sebastian and Isabella to give.
Oh no!
not handgun checks. I need sanity checks from the two of you, please. Okay, Sebastian, you maintain your composure and you continue on out. Isabella, though, as you do this, because your character was basically written to do things with Sebastian, that your whole existence is based around Sebastian, the fact that you're doing this together is not enough. You need something else to break free.
You know what? Screw you, dude. You slept with my sister. I'm gonna go be a nun. Fuck it. Why not?
Oh,
I've got some contacts at the Vatican if you need them.
And I'm happy for you. You go do that. I'm gonna go do crimes and think about myself, and then have an opening and maybe do some charity.
You? Charitable? I mean, you already think about yourself too much, but the charity thing.
I mean, think about how much charity I could do with this projectile gun. I can make gold bullets and pass them out to people. Father would be so proud.
I love this. All right. So now what I want is the exact opposite of what we did before. I want the four of you to give me occult rolls, and we want above a 200. Oh. Of course.
I platonic you too, Isabella.
This is when we get to single digits.
It's okay. We'll keep in touch. Wink, wink. Is deleting his phone number out of her Generation 1 iPhone, which feels like it's bricking itself the closer she gets to the edge of town.
Yeah. As everybody moves, because I needed more than a 200, and I think you barely broke 20. Y'all, you cross the bridge, but unfortunately, Agent Harper and Agent Celeste, by the time you get to the other end of the bridge, all of the people that were with you are just gone.
Okay. They made it and we didn't.
They just stopped existing because they were figments of someone's imagination.
Looking backwards, you see on the other side of the bridge no longer a town. And something that you noticed as well, as you crossed the bridge, the town that you saw on the other side kept getting pushed further and further and further back to the point where it went out of your view. And when you made it to the other side, you're now just in the middle of the Massachusetts wilderness.
Where's our car?
I was just going to say, I would like... it's all good. I would like a spot hidden check from the two of you.
Okay. So it's the opposite. We made it and they didn't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that was sleight of hand. My bad.
Failure.
Okay. Yeah. You don't know where your car is, because now on both sides of this bridge is just woods.
Thank
however,
God I had a tile.
The very last thing I would like from the two of you is a sanity check, please.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Barely,
but you did. Okay, you both passed. All right. You did not go any crazy after escaping this town. So the two of you are escaped. You don't have your car, but you've finished. Like you've ultimately gotten rid of the whole weird anomalous item, which I guess was a town.
If we're going for full X-Files monster of the week here, I'll have Harper turn to the camera and say, "Let's change the channel," and then put his sunglasses on, and then executive producer Chris Carter.
Sure. There you go.
As he prepares for like a 20-mile walk to the nearest gas station.
Can I just pull out the spare set of keys and start clicking it and walking in a circle?
Yeah, so credits roll, post-credit scene, you see the writer driving your car across the bridge. He stops, lets you guys in, y'all get to leave together. Thank you for listening to the O.A.I. This episode featured Jess Ross as Sebastian Carlisle and Rachael Ross as Isabella Aldridge. Special thanks to them for helping bring this strange little town to life. Ambient tracks for this episode were provided by Bardify, and our theme song, Investigation, was by Just Vanya. The official O.A.I. logo was created by Enviousness, and you can find links to all of their work in the episode description. I'm your Dungeon Master, Adam Souza, and from all of us here at the O.A.I., we hope you'll join us next time as the investigation continues.
Actually, you're just pretty enough to die in a fire.